You want to figure out an activity that the girl might be down to do before you actually go for it, and then you're kind of guessing at the thing and the girl just kind of rejects it. That's another part of figuring out the pull too, because I'm figuring out her situation, and her situation is I'm staying with my friend tonight. I'm visiting New York from Portland. I'm not hungry right now. These are facts about the girl's situation. If those are the facts that we've already learned, well, guess what? When I go for the pull, my pull is not gonna be,
You and me go get food. Your friend stays here or goes and does her own thing.
because that's not going aligned with her situation. Because one, she's not hungry. Two, she's here with her friend and she's visiting her friend. So if I were to just pull her now, that leaves a massive problem. Number one, she's not even hungry, so she's not down for that. But two, the friend is now stuck in the venue alone, and she's gonna have to tell her friend, hey, I left you at the venue to go home with Anthony.
Who's Anthony? Oh, some dude I just met. What the fuck? But you're visiting me.
That's not gonna fly. So when I'm figuring out the girl's situation, I need to see all of the little fucking things that go into her situation before I actually go for the pull. Going for a pull is problem solving the girl's logistical situation. Anytime I've pulled and closed, I was able to figure out the pieces to the puzzle to make it so that the girl was able to come home with me in a way where she didn't feel judged or pressured from the friends, which, by the way, if you're trying to pull her from her one friend and her other friend is just stuck at the venue now, that's gonna make her get judged by her friends. So let's look at a couple different ways I was able to pull the girl from her friend group, or pull the girl and end up closing when some of these situations were in play. Number one, I met the girl at the venue. We were vibing. We didn't kiss, but the attraction was very high. It was flirty. It was great. It was good. I asked her who she was at the venue with. She said, I'm here with my one friend. My thought is, if I try to pull her right now, then there's gonna create this weird resistance where she has to tell her friend, hey, I'm leaving to go home with this random guy. I hope you get home safe. That's not gonna work with 99.9% of women. Unless she's in Vegas and she's just like so turned on by you. It's not gonna happen. So what did I do? Well, I knew that that wasn't an option, but I also knew that my boy lived right down the street from the venue. So instead, what I did was, I said, do you think you and your girl are open to an after party after? Most of you guys hearing this is like,
Well, what do I do if I don't have an after party?
it wasn't some party. I think it was me, my boy, and the two girls, and one other dude at the party. Are you guys open to an after party? She was like,
Like, I don't know, but I don't want to leave my girl.
I think Anisha asked her, are you down to come to an after party? She goes, I don't know, but I don't want to leave my girl here. Well, guess what? I'm not going to try to separate them at that point. So what I did was I started connecting with the friend. You guys think that because you have attraction with the girl, you can just pull her away and make her abandon her whole friend group because you got some PUA skill. The way you're going to get the girl is by winning over the friend and have her actually approve of the idea that you guys are gonna go somewhere after. It's not that you're like some sniper and you just grab the girl and you fucking take her away. It doesn't work like that. So I actually talked to the friend. We all vibed. I introduced the friend to my boy, and then I went up to the friend and said, yo, I was telling your girl, we're having a little kickback after. If you guys wanna come through, we got like hookah and drinks and stuff. You guys should come just for a little bit. It's like right down the street. And that's me kind of downplaying the fact that it's a little bit further, but I'm making it sound like it's not a big investment. You guys should come just for a little bit. It's like right down the street, have one drink. Cool, venue ends. I lead them outside. We got into my car. We all drove to my boy's house. I then had all of us at the after party. Then from there, what I did was I was talking to my girl and the vibe was getting a little bit better. And she said she was down to hang out more. But I also knew that if I was gonna go home with her, just like at the venue, I wouldn't be able to just leave her at this dude's house because she wasn't really connecting with my boy. So I asked her, I was like, well, where does your girl live?
Oh, like kind of in the same direction as me.
I told her, I said, well, like, what if we get her an Uber home?
Oh, I don't know. Like, I'm not sure if that's gonna work out. Like, can't just like leave her here.
So I went to call an Uber, but I brought her to the side. I said, what if we put her in an Uber? I'll let you like walk her out, make sure she gets in the car okay. We'll make sure she gets home safely. And then me and you can go hang out a little bit more. And from there, she was like, okay, we'll see. So when we called the Uber, she told her girl, hey, the Uber's outside. And I looked over at her. I was like, go walk her to the car, make sure she gets in the Uber safely, and then like just wait up there for me and I'll take us home. Because I'm thinking ahead here. I didn't want the friend to get up and leave the party alone. And then my girl clearly shows that she's sitting with me and she's leaving her friend for me. I'm gonna get back to the video in 1 second, but really quickly, if you wanna work with me one-on-one to implement any of the concepts I talk about in any one of my videos, click the link in the description, fill out the application for an opportunity to actually work with me personally to accomplish your goals with women in dating. Link is in the description. With that being said, let's get back to the video. So I told my girl to get up and walk out with her. So for the rest of the party, it just looks like they're both leaving. So there's no judgment. It's all about the fucking judgment. And that's what I'm talking about, solving the problem. So what happened was my girl and the other girl said goodbye to everybody. They went upstairs. And again, I told my girl, make sure she gets in the Uber safely and just like wait up there. And then I talked to my boys after and I was like, yeah, I told her to like wait upstairs. I was like, I'm gonna go up there. If she's up there, me and her are just gonna leave. If I come back down, that means she left in the Uber with her girl. So I said goodbye and then I went upstairs like 2-3 minutes later and she was still up there. Lo and behold, we got into my car, then we finally kissed, and then we went home and we had a great night. That was because of the way that I ran the interaction. And that's a little bit more of an intricate to solve the logistics. But keep in mind, the harder the situation is, the harder the puzzle is to solve, that's what it's gonna take for some of these. I've also had instances where it wasn't as crazy. I met the girl out, she was with her friend, she had multiple friends at the venue. What I talked to her was like, we kissed a little bit at the club. I was asking her if she was down to like hang out a little bit more, grab a drink, maybe somewhere else, or just come back and smoke hookah. She was like, yeah, I'm down, but my friends are here. And I don't know if I just feel comfortable disappearing with them. What I did was I went in, I talked to the friend group, I showed the friends that I'm a cool dude, she introduced me, we all were vibing. And then at some point I told my girl, I was like, home after that, I'll make sure you get home safe. So she went to the friend, told the girl, I was there too, I was talking to them. There was some resistance because the friend was like, no, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. So I started joking with her. I ended up sharing my location with the girl. I was like, no, seriously, like I'll share my location with you. And she was joking. She was like, pull out your ID. Let me see your ID. I was like, cool. I was like, take a picture of it. She took a picture of my ID. It was almost like as a joke. And then I texted her, I sent her my location. We're just gonna go hang out for a little bit. I'll make sure she gets home okay though. Like I'm good to drive and all that. I got the friend's approval to the point where the girl was like, it's okay. You can go with him. So we ended up leaving together. I called in some food at the diner that was near my house. We went over there, we picked up the food, went back to my place. We barely ate the food too, but like we hung out there, we had the hookah, we chilled out, we had a drink. And then she ended up spending the night and it was a beautiful night. Those were two different ways that I was able to solve that problem. Those aren't the only two ways. The main takeaways from this though is that anytime you're trying to pull the girl, you need to think to yourself, if I'm going to just leave with this girl right now or try to get her to leave right now, what is the rest of her situation that could possibly be working against me? If she's only there with one other friend, that could definitely be problematic because no girl wants to just leave one other girl in the venue alone. Unless she's hitting it off with another dude, then maybe. Or if we pay for her Uber safely to go home and we make sure she gets in the car okay, that's another option. Another option is both of them go home, so she makes sure that the friend gets home safely. I then go and pick up the girl once they've both gotten home. Another option is they both go home and then I call in an Uber that girl and I Uber that girl back to my house and she meets me back at my house. Another option is I go with them to their place and I hang out there with them and I vibe with both of them until the friend finally gives us our privacy, or we all go to sleep and I stay in the girls' room. Sometimes the friend group is really tight and they don't want to leave each other. Other times the girls are more independent and the friend will be actually hitting it off with another dude or leaves the venue to go to some booty call or goes to get picked up by her boyfriend. Other times there's like, it's more than one girl there and it's a friend group. The girl feels a little bit more comfortable to leave with you. So it totally depends on the situation. What is the pieces to the puzzle and how can I solve this puzzle in the most frictionless way possible? The last piece to this that I need you guys to understand is that the higher the attraction is, the higher the sexual tension is that I've created between me and the girl, the easier it's gonna be to make this work and the more direct path of a close I could go. You need to keep in mind, if it's really on with the girl, there's been times where it was so on, where I'm literally just talking to the girl, I'm like, let's get out of here. She's like, okay, cool, I just need to grab my bag. I was like, do you wanna tell your friends we're leaving at least? And she's like, yeah. I was like, actually, why don't you just text them on our way out? Just let her know like we're going there and I'll take you home later. She was like, cool. That's happened before. It was literally that simple. Why? Because the buying temperature was really high and heavy, so it was easy to do that. When it's not hot and heavy at all and it's super logical and there's like no flirtatiousness, it's gonna be really difficult because there's no emotional buy-in from the girl. Those are a lot of the pieces of the puzzle that go into bringing girls home. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're interested in implementing any of the concepts taught in this video, I have a brand new coaching program where you can actually work with me one-on-one. I'm going to analyze your communication, your pickup skills, your game, and assess where you're at, point out your blind spots, your sticking points, show you the step-by-step process as well to take you from where you're at right now to accomplishing your goals with women and dating. Click the link in the description, fill out that application, pick out a day and a time for that consultation call, and I'll be talking to you guys soon. Until next time, Coach Kyle signing out. Peace out, guys.